Good evening, it is the Oscar expert here with Brother Bro. We're in the midst of the Toronto Film Festival right now. Lots of premieres of exciting movies, exciting reviews. Something else exciting is that earlier today, me and Brother Bro here secured ourselves 2 tickets to none other than The Irishman. We're going to see it a month in advance before it comes out in theaters. We have tickets for the day after its premiere. We're going to get that review out to you the weekend of the premiere. We also have tickets to A Portrait of Larry on Fire, because why not? Why not get tickets for that movie too? That movie's coming out in December, and we have the opportunity to see it. It's for $30 each. What a steal. So we kicked off the festival with The Personal History of David Copperfield, which actually is not even contending this year. It'll probably get released next year sometime. What do people say about this movie? They say maybe it's not the director's best movie, but, you know, it's funny. It's
very crowd-pleasing, I hear.
Some of the audience are calling hilarious.
You know, maybe next year Dev Patel can get a nomination at the Golden Globes or something.
I don't know if I see this movie contending next year. I see it as being like an early release.
Yeah,
I don't know if they're maybe try that much, but something to see. We had the premiere of Just Mercy.
Well, this is exciting, isn't it, Cole? I mean, you and I were like trying to put it up there thinking, oh, maybe this could steal some awards and come out as the crowd-pleasing film of the festival.
Sure. We were saying that before the trailer, and the trailer actually gave a very similar vibe to what these reviews are saying. It's like, you know, it has that great subject matter, an important story, important message, but it's delivered in a way that's a little too, like, maybe a little overly sappy and
a little, like, sanitized, but at the same time, you know, it's addressing, like, systemic racism.
It's getting standing ovations. The crowd is loving it.
Every movie gets standing ovations.
They're
it doesn't mean
crying and stuff, and some people are saying, well, I can see this appealing to the Academy.
Absolutely.
It's probably going to end up in, like, the 60s on Metacritic.
60s, you say?
I would say. I mean,
what does it have?
On Rotten Tomatoes, the average rating is a 6.3, despite 85% of critics liking it.
Not amazing, not stellar
Not amazing,
reviews.
Not even like Green Book level.
Well, no, Green Book level. Green Book level. Not even? What are you talking about?
Green Book's average rating is at least a 7. I think more people were enthusiastic about Green Book. I don't know if it's getting nominated, actually. It's right up their alley, but there's a lot of contenders this year. I mean, we gotta come out and say there's a ton of contenders.
I don't see Michael B. Jordan being nominated for Best Actor in this crowded field. People say he gives a great performance, he's a great actor, but he just kind of is giving this, like, stern, like, lawyer, you know, protector kind of thing. But Jamie Foxx is the one who could get nominated here. Right. Jamie Foxx, we've heard he's nearly a lead in some way. You know, we have so many movies this year where they're almost co-leads.
I think he probably will get nominated. Even if the movie doesn't get nominated, it could be a lone nomination. Screenplay, picture package would probably go together. But it's competing at adapted, so it's not as crowded as original. But
this could happen.
I don't know if it gets in there either.
But I mean, we have to look at the tier count. The tier count is really what matters here.
Yeah.
Lion's tier count was extremely high.
But even Lion had better reception.
Beautiful cinematography. I actually really love Lion. Really great direction, I mean, in my opinion. And amazing acting, amazing performances. This movie, like, direction, cinematography, like, if you saw the trailer, I mean, not great cinematography. Is it enough? It's hard to say. But then again, you know, you have to take into account the tier bucket. How heavy is the tier bucket?
It's not the only movie that has a bucket full of tears this year.
That's right.
So we got other options here. We have so many options, in fact, that I don't know if I would include this on my top 10.
This film needs to win or place in the Toronto Audience Award stuff. And if it doesn't, then you can say goodbye.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
So long.
You can keep Jamie Foxx in there for yourself. What other movie has filled buckets of tears at Toronto?
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood,
Absolutely.
buddy. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. And a lot of people were skeptical that this movie was going to be really good because it's like, we just had a documentary about this. It's Mr. Rogers. How are you going to do justice to this? And apparently, Mariel Heller, in her hands, just nails it. Everything that people wanted the movie to be, subverts expectations, and Tom Hanks, wowza, people are saying he's fantastic, and that he's actually a supporting. So, you know, get him in that supporting category because he's looking like a lock. He's looking big time competitive in this category.
You know, if you thought Tom Hanks was, like, weird in this role or not right for it, people are saying your expectations will be squashed. He's just winning everybody over. He was the right choice to play Mr. Rogers, and it's one of his best performances. Is this going to be like Saving Mr. Banks where he plays Disney and gets snubbed? I don't think so. I think he's going to play Mr. Rogers and he's going to get a nomination.
And people say that the movie is just handled so cleverly. The tone is perfect.
I'm personally very excited for the movie because I want my heart to be warmed.
Can Matthew Reeves compete in the lead actor category? I don't think he can. Some people are coming out of the movie saying, I would love to see nominations for both these fellas. They both did a great job. If Matthew Rhys is lead, I mean, I just don't think he's going to compete with the heavyweights in that category. But I can see people saying that he's like nomination worthy, but not nominate him, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yes, everybody says there are tears in this movie. It's a definite crowd pleaser, potential at the box office. But Cole, some people say it's just too conventional. And some people are like thinking, this is like an 8 or a 7.
I kind of see where you're coming from because I'm seeing a lot of 8 out of 10s. I'm seeing B pluses. I'm seeing people having updated their predictions after the premiere of this movie and not having it on. And I'm like, but they love it, right? Maybe the conversation is going to be on Tom Hanks so much.
You also have the documentary overshadowing it because the documentary was so damn good. Such a good portrait of the man.
What if it's Steve Jobs? Part of the reason it probably did poor at the box office is because they said, well, didn't we already have a Steve Jobs movie? And even though it was a shit movie, the Danny Boyle Steve Jobs movie I actually really liked. What if people are like, well, there's a documentary, what is this?
Can it generate the sort of enthusiasm we have to nominate this for Best Picture that other movies can? I'm a little more skeptical. I don't think it's impossible, but it's just, it's kind of towards like that 10 slot in the bottom of my list right now.
Yeah, I'm surprised by the lack of list it's showing up on because it seemed like it met or exceeded expectations. It could get screenplay and Hanks. And maybe not picture. And it's a competitive year for picture, I must say. I don't know what to say. It's one of those things where you're like, oh, look at these great reviews. All right, let's like, what? Oh, I don't hear any buzz coming back my way. I don't understand. There's great reviews here, but I don't know where the like can't explain it. But it might just not be there.
I don't really get it.
There's still a universe where this movie just becomes a lock because the audience is eating it up and they want to nominate it, and then maybe Marielle Heller gets in because she's getting a lot of praise. I'm gonna wait for the audience, the people's choice, to determine. Knives Out premiered to excellent, resounding consensus that it's just so much fun. Most fun they've had all year. A lot of people are saying it's one of the best movies of the year because they just had a blast. It was funny. It really pulled off those twists and turns. The ensemble was just so enjoyable.
Great crime mystery movie. As far as being like a serious film, the Academy would nominate a serious drama, I don't really think it is that.
No, I don't. I think people are seeing it as a fun movie.
I mean, think of Looper. Looper is a great action sci-fi movie. Knives Out is a great mystery, thriller, comedy, like everything, but harder to see it getting Best Picture. Best Screenplay, sure. I think it could definitely get in for that.
Yeah, I mean, this original screenplay race is
and maybe
super crowded, but they might have to squeeze in
perhaps
some room for Knives Out.
Actor, wouldn't you say?
No,
Paul?
I don't think so, because I think that Daniel Craig, who would probably be the one to compete, is a little too, like, character-y, and this is a crowded-ass supporting race.
Yeah.
So I think it could get a screenplay nomination, and that's it. Definitely a movie that, regardless of Oscars, you gotta go see it. If you don't boycott it because of The Last Jedi, that's pretty stupid. You should go see the movie.
It's 85 on Metacritic right now.
85 on Metacritic right now. It's just getting great reviews. The audience is loving it. I think it could be a big SAG Ensemble contender too. I think it could really be in there for that because it's just such an ensemble movie, and the way that it uses its ensemble is just embracing the fact that it has this great cast, gives everybody a moment. Hustlers premiered, and like we predicted, we predicted that people were going to say, well, it's better than we expected. People say Jennifer Lopez is phenomenal. Could she get a supporting actress campaign here?
She's in supporting?
Yeah, apparently she's supporting. Not a super crowded category. I don't know if they could get that.
And this is an adapted screenplay?
Yeah, this is an adapted screenplay, so it could maybe get an adapted screenplay nomination. This is at most. Maybe
I'd say potential 2 nominations. Because Straight Outta Compton, I think it's like that movie.
It's like we said, it could be Straight Outta Compton.
That movie got a screenplay nomination and some picture hype. I'm like definitely going to go see it. I think it looks really fun, and it has an interesting, post-2008 financial crash, like American economy movie packaged in this comedic stripper thriller, which is really interesting.
Don't be skeptical just because Cardi B's in it or whatever. It's a serious movie.
Oh,
that demands a serious audience.
IMDb is like attacking this movie.
IMDb has
5.0
those fanboys that are like, oh, why are you making a movie about strippers? Why is Cardi B in the movie?
Oh, yeah, they don't like Cardi B. Actually, you're right. That's why.
It's forget about them. They don't matter. The critics are liking it. And it's coming out in like a week, so see you in the theater for that one. We also had Dolemite Is My Name. Eddie Murphy is the big standout of that one. It's almost unsurprising. The trailer didn't look like anything that would get a Best Picture nomination. Eddie Murphy's getting a lot of praise. Wesley Snipes is actually getting praise as well, although I don't see him competing in this crowded supporting actor race.
And Eddie Murphy probably won't get a nomination, right?
No, but I think he's a solidly in there for a Golden Globe comedy nomination. I think that's like a lock. Why wouldn't they nominate him? He's playing a comedian. It seems like a funny movie. New reviews just coming out, pouring in right now as we speak for the Goldfinch. I only needed to read a couple of these before
you probably
I
already
decided
know.
No nominations.
Died.
Oh
Absolutely
my God.
Dead on the festival floors.
Some people say it's like aggressively like boring. Not everybody hates it. I saw like a couple positive reviews, but nobody loves it, and there are people who really do not like it, and most people are going to be disappointed.
You know, this was like on our top 10 early in the year, and it slowly kind of trickled down for us. You guys kind of had this feeling that the Goldfinch would be very good. You know, you're communicating that with us, and we kind of decided the Goldfinch probably won't be that good. Like, people seem to be expecting it not to do well, and here we are. I mean, someone called it a disaster. It's not even my words.
They told it a disaster.
The first festival disaster. Every year, there's usually a couple films that die at the film festivals.
Below expectations and
absolutely.
low expectations.
Absolutely. So you can say goodbye to that one. You know, at least there's some clarity.
Is Deakins still alive? Can he still
No.
pull his hand through? Deakins is going to get nominated for 1917. He doesn't need to get double nominated this year.
The reviews are going to kill its box office. They're not going to have money to campaign this movie. It's just not going to be there. Terrible idea to premiere it at film festivals, as it turns out. But they probably had a deal beforehand that this was going to be like one of their Oscar movies. They have to do it.
Jojo Rabbit reactions are coming in. We don't even have reviews right now as of filming this video. We have the reactions. We tried to look up as many as we could to get a well-rounded perspective. People are saying that Taika Waititi delivered, that the movie is really funny. There's a lot of great performances, pretty well crafted. It has darker moments and it's heartfelt moments.
You know, I think this is an 80+ movie on Metacritic for sure. Special announcement. Ignore everything we just said. We have to re-record. We got to rethink this. Jojo Rabbit, the Twitter reactions were strong. People were satisfied. And I am just looking at the Rotten Tomatoes score the day after the Metacritic scores, and my God, we have a different story on our hands. The Oscar expert is on a very important business trip. He could not be here to react to these reviews from me. This is off my Best Picture list now. I don't know what else to do with it. Critics seem to not really be appreciating the balance of humor and comedy with the subject matter. They don't really see the value in it. Is this the right package to tell a story about the Holocaust? I mean, these are legitimate questions. We still have reactions from some critics who really dig the movie. Those are still there. And I wonder if those people could keep it in the Oscar conversation. Bohemian Rhapsody had its ardent supporters, and while not many were among critics, it certainly had some among the audience, and that was able to boost it up and keep it into Best Picture. Is this movie feel good enough and interesting enough that it's going to stay in the conversation? I wouldn't completely rule it out, but I would definitely rule it out for director. I wouldn't put it on my Best Picture list right now. I don't know if it could squeeze in any categories. Could it still squeeze its way into screenplay? I really don't know. I'm not really sure. These reviews are not great. Ultimately, I'm seeing people who are just underwhelmed, or even people who are not offended by it, but just say it could have been more and it was just kind of soft. And do we want a movie about the Holocaust that's soft? What portion of the general population do these negative reviews represent? Maybe it gets like some random nominations where you see it like floating around Best Picture still, and you're like, how is this remaining in the conversation? My bet is that Thomas and Mackenzie has the best odds at an Oscar nomination for this, and that she could possibly still get nominated despite these reviews. I don't know. I mean, maybe there's a score in there or something. I think production design is most likely at this point. Then maybe screenplay still. We'll have to wait and see. I'm not quite sure what to make of it, but it does make me very skeptical of this movie's Best Picture chances.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. We'll have an update next week. There are a couple movies remaining at Toronto, but that People's Choice Award, we are going to do a video about who wins and how that affects the race. We're very excited to update our entire predictions list and give you our thoughts on that.